What's good? What's good? What is really good? This is Raw Truth Media giving you the raw content. I mean, the raw content that you deservedly need. I'm joined by the OG, Coach Joe. How you doing, OG?
Hey, good morning, DJ. I'm doing wonderful. How you doing this morning, there, young G? Good to see you. Good to see you, and good to see everybody in the house this morning. Good morning, family. How's everybody doing this morning? Good to see you there, Lucretia Daniels, Slat. Good to see you guys. What's happening this morning?
Yes, indeed. You know we had to talk about it today.
Yeah, we certainly did. We certainly did, DJ. It's a great day. The little JB is gone. And with it is now coming the post mortem. For those that don't know what that means, is after when someone dies, you have to have someone look at them and check it out and see what happened to them, and then decide, well, how did they die? Okay, so that's what we're here to do today. We're here to look at where this new beginning starts. Well, how do we start this new beginning? What does it mean, this new beginning? Here at DJ's Raw Truth Media, we have talked about this on this show for a long time now, that we saw this coming. It's amazing to finally see it here, but we saw it coming. And so now, what do we see heading forward? How do we think they should move forward now that they've moved this impediment to LaMelo's success and the ultimate success of the organization? So we're gonna do that today. I'm so excited about it because I've been looking at some of the lists and just excited about the possibilities. We're gonna do that today, right, DJ?
Absolutely. And Coach Joe, um, I am so happy to do this stream today because the truth and the answers will be out
Yes,
eventually. We're going to connect the dots. Um,
yes.
but I will say this: the Charlotte Hornets, the players, as well as people in the organization, now they're free so far. Now I got to see who's going to be the head coach. Shout out to HL Kid, by the way. Shout out to Shay.
Shout out to Lucretia Daniels. How you doing this
Oh,
morning, my
absolutely.
sister? Shout out to Slap. What's up there, HL Kid? How you doing there, homeboy? Good to see you. Good to see you, young G. To Shay Stiffer, good to see you as well. Hey, so good to see you. AJ. It's so good to see you guys in the chat this morning.
One thing I need to point out: there was an article about why Michael Jordan fired James Borrego. Everything we've been talking about has come to fruition. It mentioned lack of discipline, lack of structure. Now, how long have you all heard this on Raw Truth Media? For a while. But you had to wait for the media to say it to now realize what we've been talking about is true.
The
So, Coach
corporate
Joe,
media. The
yeah, the
corporate
corporate.
media.
So, Coach
Yes.
Joe, what do you think about that article that came out
Well,
explaining?
DJ, me and you talked a little bit about it. It was really illuminating just to hear, um, uh, not just one source, but a number of sources
Mm-mm-mm.
start repeating. They were basically repeating what we said here. When I told you guys, when Book Knight wanted to put his hands on that dude, okay, long time ago, and Melo grabbed him. Y'all remember? I told
Mm-hmm.
y'all then he lost the locker room. I said he was gone. If y'all remember, I told y'all then it's over with. He lost the locker room because you can't have that in professional sports. See, there has to be a hierarchy here because we're talking about high level of play, and we're talking about high level of stress. We're talking about elite human beings here physically. So we can't have this type of situation where there's no structure. no clear structure, no clear boundaries. You cannot go this direction. You cannot go that direction. You must go this direction. You must go. That's why we keep reminding all of the family here on a constant basis that we're talking about professional basketball. We got to remember to be clear about what we're talking about. We're not just talking about hoops. We're talking about professional basketball at the highest level, which means it comes with way more than just basketball. And that's why we're here talking about a new beginning, because it can't just be hoops. It's got to be politics and getting around this thing and jumping over that hurdle and pretending like you don't see that and going through all of these machinations that really are just ridiculous, that we still have to deal with and still have to confront in 2022. A world that still, to me, looks like 1950. See, so we getting ready to, whenever we see a light, a crack in the matrix, an opportunity for us to grow, for us to be better, for us to understand what's really going on, and to enjoy it and be free, because freedom brings a certain, make you feel good, stick your chest out when you feel free.
No doubt. I want to be free.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right. Want to be free. So the first position we want, I think we want to start at DJ. What you think? I think we want to start at the center position, right? Because clearly that's the biggest hole. That's the elephant in the room, right?
Right, of course. And you know what's amazing about this whole situation? The Hornets got, if you want to be cheap, you can be cheap in the center position. You just got to get a fit. So you can get a Mo Bamba for what, $5 million, $6 million?
Oh wow, yes. You could get Mo Bamba. You can get Mitchell Robinson.
Right.
Okay. When I looked at that, DJ, let's take a look at that that list of centers, because there are a lot. When I saw the list, I was like, wow, really? So this is the list. Okay, so we talk. Okay, so we talking about Claxton's available, Mo Bamba's available, Hassan Whiteside's available, Nick Claxton's available, Nurkic is available, but I wouldn't want him to go after him.
No, not at all.
Isaiah Hardenstein is where I wouldn't want him to go after him. Mitchell Robinson, like I said, and obviously the top center, right, that's going to be available is Ayton. Now, this is the question. Okay, in my mind, Robert Sarver and those folks down in Phoenix, okay, they got big contracts in Devin, obviously, big contracts in Chris Paul, obviously, got a big contract either coming up or it's already in the works for Bridges. Okay, clearly they gotta take care of Bridges, right? So are they gonna have the money to take care of Ayton? Imagine if they can get Ayton, DJ.
Oh boy.
Boy.
And Coach Joe, I know I mentioned the Hornets can be cheap, and I'm just going off how I see how the organization runs.
Correct.
But there's a way you can, if you get Gordon Hayward and Scary Terry off your books, you can move and finagle some of that dead money, you call it, quote unquote, to different years.
Yes.
So if the Hornets can figure out how to do it, then you can get a DeAndre Ayton. Cut your losses now. If you cut your losses now, you take on the cap. Then when LaMelo's contract is up, you'll have enough to pay him. It's chess, not checkers.
No, without a doubt. But um, uh, um, but the albatross in the room, though, are those two big contracts, and particularly Gordon's and Terry's. Um, uh, Clearly, they would have to. In my view, I can't see how they would not have to include a third or fourth team to move any of them dudes. I mean, to move those two dudes. They clearly have resources. Okay, they clearly have resources, value, because they got 2 first-round draft picks to go with any deal. See, and remember, those and rookies are always first-round draft picks are always cap friendly for teams. See, like I'm thinking about just off the top of my head, New Orleans and what they looking at. See, with having Murphy and Jones, that productive as rookies. Man, imagine they got them on rookie deals for the next 4 years.
Oh, wow. They're going to be able to save some money, Coach Joe.
Wow.
Look at this comment right here. I said the Pelicans will be able to save some money.
Absolutely. And also use the resources, DJ, to improve their team.
Oh,
to save resources. Right, because you don't save the money and then go hoard it. I mean, go hide it. You save it and then invest it. You always turning it around back into the business, because the business is always growing. The more successful you are, it's growing anyway. But it gets to grow faster the more successful you are.
And Coach Joe, look at this comment real quick by Dave. Yeah. Quick, a shout out to Drum Keys. I see you, my brother. And Tell the Truth. I see you. Pasadena. He said, boot up, no doubt. Shout out to the Pelicans. He says, have not heard a peep from players, pro or con, about the firing, which means they agree. Well,
wait a minute. Hold on, DJ. That can't be true. Listen, I think Elon Musk put those bids in for Twitter because he felt like Twitter, is hiding tweets. And I think that all the tweets that the players and the love that JB was having, little JB was having, maybe he was telling about us all the love, the love and the hugs and, and the yay, he was repeating after Melo and all that. You know what I'm saying? So I know there was a lot of tweets. They just had them. It's got to be, a lot of tweets coming because, they loved JB, didn't they? What did we tell y'all? We told y'all this is why we are here. The Most High put us here so that there will be another opportunity for the truth, which is in retreat. Facts which are abhorred in this world we live in today. Up is down, down is up. What the hell is going on? JB is a good coach. Him and Melo have a great relationship. He brought him to their house. Remember? To the house. They ate tacos. Don't y'all understand? They ate tacos. He was trying to sell it, y'all. That's why we was telling y'all he was trying to sell it, family. I wasn't buying it. We was not buying this. This was cubic zirconium. This was not no VVS. So there's plenty of opportunities for that center position, even if they don't move. Even if they don't move Terry and they don't move Gordon, they can move Montrez. Clearly, his contract is up, and clearly Plumsley, they can move him too. So they can package Plumsley and them draft picks and get one of these free agents. And as I looked at the list, there's a bunch of dudes there that could help improve this situation. Young dudes down there too that won't cost a lot. Because what have we seen? The center position. I mean, they could get two. Y'all know DJ JaVale McGee is up as well. I would love for him to be their backup.
Yeah, he was a good backup. He runs, he's athletic, and I know a lot of people judge McGee before he got with the Warriors, but he's a reliable player right now.
Man, he a two-time champion, a joy on any team. He is a big that knows what to do, has the skill set to do what to do. Still can rim run, can still block shots and affect the basket, and can still throw that thing down, athletic enough to throw that thing down, and he's big. So
and guess what, Coach Joe?
What?
He can run.
He can run. I don't want it. That nonsense. All that other stuff. That's that Shaq old stuff with him and Shaq talking like McGee didn't quieted all that mess.
Yeah,
he
sure did.
He is who he is. So no, none of that. Ain't mean bad. None of that. So they could get two. They could get a Mo Bamba and a JaVale McGee. Imagine that upgrade. Now look, family. We just saying if. They gonna use free agency, okay, to improve this thing quickly. They need a center, okay, but they can get two. They brought them two knuckleheads. I'm not the knuckleheads. Montrez not knucklehead. They brought Plumsley and Montrez in. Okay, they can bring them out. They can bring two new ones in. See, but this is the DJ thing that's very important to me that I'm not sure about. I'm not sure if Mitch Cupcake is up to it. This to me takes a certain amount of sophistication, a certain amount of energy and stuff, and desire. I don't know if the old Cupcake is up to the task, man. I think he has to be fired too.
Yeah, he does have to be fired. You can't keep the same thing. I mean, he's just as responsible as James Borrego. Or even more responsible because he's the GM.
Yeah, and he hired him.
And HL Kid says, as we say in Cali, seal that shit to the Mexicans. I'm not buying. Shout out to California. Shout out to Mexico.
Yeah, absolutely. To my city, Los Angeles, right? The second largest city of Mexican Mexican citizens and people of Mexican descent besides Mexico City.
Yeah.
How you like it?
Underlay. Nazir King says, Mike, quote, hope Melo doesn't get too big-headed. Cupcake.
Yeah, exactly. That's Cupcake. See, those that's them old, that's them old tricks, they used to use, the corporate media used to use back in the day. That's why I said Cupcake got to go. He ain't got no energy. Nobody want to. I mean, come on, that's just so. When he did that whole thing, that whole dance, all that old dancing he was doing, talking all that nonsense. It was just them trying to just take up for that nonsense that they did. They made a mistake, huge mistake. And now they got to get out of it. Yeah, DJ.
No, I wanted to read. He said I wasn't saying that. I know what you meant about it.
Yeah, absolutely. HOK. We know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. Exactly.
Fixing it, making it back new, and shout out to my Mexican homies out there who put in work every day. Facts.
I mean, DJ, this Mao situation. Look, family, this is the deal here. Okay. They got a train wreck that could possibly really happen. This thing could be worse by a long way if they screw this up. They have got to re-sign Miles.
No matter what.
They got to re-sign Miles. I mean, look, they got to get a center in there and a backup. Okay, and they got to re-sign Miles. Those are the two things that they have to do to stay, in my view, to continue to trend. Okay, to have a core. They need to add one more to that core. But it ain't gonna be easy moving Gordon and Terry. They just signed Terry, and Gordon got 2 years left on his, corporate welfare. And they say they don't get welfare. Yes, they do. That's what it is. That's what corporate welfare is right there. What Gordon get. Contracts that nobody would give. Okay, but one somebody. Because nobody would give Gordon that deal.
You know what? When that time was around, like late 2020s, you hear Gordon Hayward's name come up. Only the Hornets was reported of paying him more than $100K. Nobody else. And shout out to Ant Learn. He said, "What's good, everybody? Salute to DJ Coach Joe. Shout out to you, OG. I'm glad you're on." The Hornets are free. The Hornets have some options they can make. They can improve their roster. They can find a head coach who instills discipline, but also resonates with these young athletes instead of pigeonholing them.
Facts.
And trying to psychoanalyze the situation. This is what it's all about.
I mean, DJ, how embarrassing was it for Borrego and the Charlotte Hornets to see Herb Jones and Trey Murphy ball and the guard Alvarado, those rookies out there balling, and here's playing musical chairs. There's playing musical chairs in the G League.
That's sad, man. That's sad, man.
I mean, in my view, there is no reason whatsoever that Book Knight and Thor should not have been playing more all year.
Yeah, and here's the funny part. They would say this on Twitter, like, man, I'm overanalyzing when I say that the Hornets are working hard for a playing game. This is when the Hornets had a good seed at the time, earlier in the season, fifth or sixth seed. And I told them, this is not going to hold up.
Not sustainable.
At all.
That's right.
But
they got a chance, DJ. I mean, look, I feel like, look, to me, it's this. Do you go the Atlanta route or do you go the Memphis route? Okay, because clearly you got to pick one of them. You can't do both. The Atlanta route is bringing in a big Capella, an established big Capella, giving him the contract. Okay, signing your two young core dudes, Collins and Ice Tray, and then young dudes around him and a free agent here or there, Bogdanovich and bringing and drafting Herter and drafting and Hunter. But clearly, Ayton to me was the difference. You feel me, DJ? When you get Ayton to go with John Collins and Ice Tray, now you cooking with something. See, or Memphis, where you just go young. You just accept what they've already done. Melo, Miles, Book Knight, Thor, Kai Jones, Nick Richards. See, you go with what you've done and you mix in a few vets, a PJ, and you go with them young dudes and you just grow with them. But my point is, you gotta pick one. You can't do both, and don't try. And what I'm offended by is not picking one, not doing none of it, and then pretending like you're doing one or two of it by bringing like Montrez in. See, look, we tried. No, that's window dressing. Because what did we see when he got here? JB put him on the bench too, didn't he?
Sure did. Hey, Coach Joe, what did we say? We said that, yeah, Montrezl Harrell is a good energy guy, but he's also undersized. That
Facts.
doesn't help anything.
Facts. Doesn't
Again,
change the
window
situation.
dressing.
Facts. Doesn't change the situation. So where I stand, DJ, is I stand with the young. I want the Memphis way. What I want them to do is the Memphis way, to be honest. Because I think that way Melo will be, that's the best way for Melo, because it'll be mostly young dudes and he won't have to be trying to convince these vets to work around these older vets. He won't have to worry about that. See. Because he can't do it with Terry and them and Gordon. Okay, no, he can't do it with them. And Plumlee and these dudes, he can't do it with them. If you're gonna do the young thing, and to me, that's where he would have the keys more too. See.
I agree with you, Coach, man. The Memphis way is more intriguing, and that's why Gordon Hayward, they got to find a way to get Gordon Hayward off this team. He doesn't want to run. He doesn't want to play defense. He still thinks he's the guy. The Hornets don't need anybody with that type of ego, and that is what you call a teacher's pet, trying to be around the coach and trying to gain power and diminish young talent. None of that needs to go on. There needs to be 3-and-D players that know their role, that are we guys, not me guys. And shout out to Juju. I'm glad you're here, my brother. Subscribe to his channel. Douglas Golden Child in the building. He says salute to my brother DJ Raw and Cut Truth. And Coach Joe, salute to the LaMelo Holics in the building. LaMelo got a big commercial on Hulu. Hope the Hornets get a great coach. Coach Joe, what are some coaches? We talked about it in the other video, but I'm hearing a couple of names. What do you think? What are some coaches you think the Hornets need to key in on? I did hear, Mike Brown, Dan Tony, Darvin Ham is probably going to the Lakers. Mark Jackson, Kenny Atkinson.
Man, I like the dude sitting down there in Toronto, Earl Watson. I think Earl Watson is the key. Could be a key. Is my top choice. I think Brian Shaw is my second choice. Because he has been around for a while, still connected to the young people, especially through his. He just finished coaching. He coached Jalen Green them and Kuminga them down in the G League on Ignite team. See, so he's still connected to the young folk. You know what I'm saying, with the young people, and I think that's important. So those are my two best, and then a third would be Mark Jackson. That's my top three.
I like it, and I just think that with Earl Watson and given that second chance of being a head coach, I think he'll finally have the weapons that he did not have at the Suns. The Suns at the time had one of the worst rosters in the NBA. It was just too young.
Facts.
No veteran presence at all, and any head coach would lose games. Even Phil Jackson. If Phil Jackson had that roster, he wouldn't win that many games. They wouldn't be in the playoffs.
Well, let's just put it this way, DJ. We might know that or might not, but what we do know for sure is Phil Jackson was smart enough not to have a roster like that.
That is true.
He didn't take no job with the roster like that.
Exactly. He was a smart man. He was like, man, I'm not signing no contract for that.
when them teams started moving and stuff, moving them major pieces away, Phil said, "I see you. I'm out. I'm out too."
He's like, nope. Like on Friday, nope.
Nope, exactly right. Nope.
Out of that contract.
Right.
You trying to rob me? I'm not gonna be the fall guy. Navarro Dixon says, "Don't trust."
Go. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, it's all good. He's Navarro Dixon says, "Don't trust MJ. He had to have a part of the garbage the way he treated LaMelo." But I do believe in righting the wrongs. MJ, he's wrong on a lot of things, but when he listens to his conscience, he can be right. And his conscience is telling him, you better treat LaMelo right and give him the tools to grow and build like any other franchise point guard, or you're losing when his contract is up. He made this move because he doesn't want to lose LaMelo. And plus,
I believe it.
Yeah, he looking at the team. He said, wait a minute, we're getting blown out in back-to-back playing games. Remember, the Hornets local media said it's been a successful couple years. Remember
Facts. No. They said it was a successful JB reign.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they said. They didn't understand where this came from. I'm sorry. Go ahead, DJ.
No, you speaking truth, Coach Joe. And MJ, one thing about him that is true, he hates excuses.
Yep.
And he hates just losing and settling for mediocrity. He's like, wait a minute. Did this coach, I know he listened to that press conference when he heard JB talking about, bragging about, well, we improved each season. You did the same thing as you did last year. You got the hell beat out in the playing game by double-digit scores.
Look, let me tell you something, DJ. I'm sorry. Hold on. I just had to say this because you gave me the opportunity. Thank you. I just had to just cut this in. See, that kind of talk right there is the reason why he slapped Steve Kerr. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Exactly. So it's like, man, I can't have this coach in my roster. I can't have this.
And DJ, to me, it showed at that Laker game. Remember, he was sitting there, they was showing him, they was playing a late game, and they let the league go like that. They ended up winning the game, but remember how and he got up and left. He was disgusted. That right there told me a lot. Right there, told me one, that he was engaged still, that he was still engaged, still watching.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And number two, that he's willing to move on his way down to that bench area so he can smack somebody else on the back of the head like he did Monk.
It's all funny. He's like, oh, not on my watch. Not on my watch.
Right. I mean, shout out to Monk, man. Shout out to Monk. Monk gonna get paid, man. Monk had a great year with the Lakers, man. And shout out to Monk, man. Imagine Monk coming back, man, replacing Terry.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Man, JB did a disservice on him. Malik Monk did the same stuff they did with Book Knight, put him in the G League, and then Monk was putting up numbers in the G League, and it was a waste of time. And then once they put him in an active roster, they had him just spot playing him and not playing to his strengths. And that's the stuff I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
JB was so focused in turning the Hornets into his own version of the Spurs that he missed the personnel that he actually has on his roster.
Right, and that's why it didn't make any sense for the metrics to look like it did, family. When the Hornets were so offensively top heavy in the rankings, their offensive rankings were very good. Okay, during the season. But they were top heavy. They like a weightlifter that y'all seen them dudes. Let me see, who does it remind me of? Like Dwight Howard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dwight Howard, all top heavy and them skinny legs and skinny at the bottom. For a long time, it didn't fit. See, and that's what this situation was.
Let me read some more of these comments. HO Kid says, "Facts, DJ. He's seen the media talking about Melo going to the Lakers. He was like, F that. I better make this kid happy."
That's right.
We told y'all that was going to happen.
That's right.
And Coach Joe, it was funny, too. The local media was mad. Not the local media, but some of the I see some Borrego fans and some Charlotte loyalists. They were mad at the national media for calling out how unorganized the Hornets are and that they would lose LaMelo if they keep this up. And I was telling them, can you blame the national media? Now, I get on the national media at times, old media, corporate media, that is. But when they're right, they're right. They were right. I couldn't fault them for it.
Right. Right. That's the fact.
Ali Payne says we should have never lost Monk. He was better fit than Terry. Facts, coach. Yep. Slash said the Hornets could have saved so much more money keeping Malik Monk and let it go of Terry. We've been talking about that. I said it from day one. I said don't pay Terry Rose. I'm for athletes getting their paper, but facts. I'm also for teams making the right decision. Let them get paid somewhere else, but not with the Hornets.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Recap says, would have be surprised. Would if MJ threw a bag at Becky Hammond's way at San Antonio? No San Antonio coaches. They had that with James Borrego. Don't want another one.
Well, you know what? Actually, Becky just took the job with she went back into the WNBA. She took the job
Liberty
for the Vegas team.
Oh yes, she did. Sure did.
Yeah.
Ollie Payne said Biz balled out on us versus the Suns looked better than Blumley. He sure did, man.
Sure did. Well, hey, what's more the chips are higher over there, right? Focus. I mean, he look at Biz looks so different. Catching the ball, finishing in traffic, playing great defense. I mean, woo, look at I was like, every time I see things, I see Biz, I just shake my head. Look at this.
You know what Biz was saying in the locker room with the Suns, Coach Joe? This is what winning looks like.
This is what winning looks like, right?
Man, we got so many people here. We got 70 people in the chat. Make sure to hit the like button. Let's get to 70 likes. RawTruth Media, man. I'm
okay.
So
DJ, let me ask you. You say we you like the young too, right? You like the Memphis route.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so how would let's talk about what it should look like. What should it look like? Okay, Melo at the 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, who at the 2? Is it Book Night at the 2?
If it's not Book Night, you can try to get a 2 guard who is just. He doesn't have to be an all-star, but somebody that's respectable that can get 15 or more points per game and play defense. I've mentioned Malcolm Brogdon. If there was a way to get Malcolm Brogdon, that'd be a good fit. Someone with good height, strength. He's a man's man, and he won't get in LaMelo's way. You know what I mean? You know
I like Malcolm a lot. He got a big contract, though.
Yeah, he does. If not, you start Book Night. You have Miles at the 3. At the 4, you need to get somebody. PJ Washington. Again, we're trying to get more height on this team. So they need to get a power forward who's a respectable size or use the young guys. But if they get a big man at the center position, that's 7 foot or above.
Mm-hmm.
That's a brother, by the way. No many.
So you think, wait a minute. So you think they should let PJ go?
Yes. No,
Okay.
no undersized power forwards. No.
Okay.
That's the reason why they get destroyed in rebounds every game.
Okay, so when I look at we talk about some of the dudes that's going to be available, right? That is young, right? There's that Luke Dort kid.
Oh, I like
Right?
him.
Okay, there's Dort. Okay, he's to me somebody like that. We just talked about Monk, right?
Mm-hmm.
We just talked about Monk. What about Colin Sexton?
Nah, he's too much. He got a little ISO ball in his game.
How about Bradley Beal?
Yes. If they could find a way to move some of that money in, they're gonna have to do some multiple trades in an instant.
Mm-hmm.
Because Bradley Beal, man, I've seen him play with Washington a lot of times. He could score a lot of points and still not ball hog.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like about this game.
Facts, because
He
very
usually
efficient.
lets the point guard play their type of
because
game.
he's usually very efficient.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Man, if he's available, I'll make a way to do that. Again, the Hornets got to move pieces around. This is why you don't pay too early like the Hornets did. The Hornets was so trigger happy on just giving contracts to Gordon Hayward to sign him and then Terry Rozier that they didn't even think about the long game. What they could have done. What they should have done is when they drafted LaMelo Ball.
Go ahead, DJ. I'm sorry.
Yeah, what they should have done if they drafted LaMelo Ball is you grow through him, you see what works with his talent, and then you can add on a following free agency. That's what Memphis did. Memphis added what's the big man Adams.
They had Adams, yep. Through trade, but remember they had Valanciunas though. Remember they already had.
Yes,
they just traded a big for a big. You know, a big white boy for a big white boy. I mean,
so you address but that's the Memphis way. If you address your one glaring weakness with a absolute veteran and you have your young players, you can contend. Can you imagine if the Hornets found a way to get Aiden?
Wow.
Then you could play the young guys more at the starting lineup.
Facts.
You could play a JT Thor at the 4 position.
You
could play Book Knight too.
Fact. Book Knight the 2. Imagine Melo, Book Knight, Miles, Thor, and Aiden. Ooh.
No doubt.
Man, that would be nice.
They're lucky we're not GMs, man. We'll have that
because he's a free agent.
Sure is.
Aiden is a free agent, so it ain't like they can't the Hornets can't be the biggest bidder. They can if they want to be. He a free agent, so he don't take a trade.
Slat says package up Gordon in the 2 first-round picks with PJ McDaniels for Indiana's Miles Turner. I mean, I'm not doing that for Miles Turner, but what I would do here's a suggestion. I want to hear your opinion, Coach Joe, on this. This is why it's good to join the show because not a lot of channels are talking about this. How about you do that same thing, right? Because those 2 draft picks are in the top 15 range, right?
Facts.
How about you do this? If DeAndre Ayton is adamant that he's going to leave, then you do a sign and trade with the Hornets, not with the Hornets, with the Suns and another team. So you can get Ayton. You'll have to do a multiple team trade to accomplish.
Okay. I love that. I love that. How about this? They do it with Indiana. They the third team.
All right.
So Miles goes to Phoenix. Ayton goes to the Hornets. Gordon and PJ and them go to Indiana.
Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. That's more like it right there. Because here's the thing. If you get Aiden, you don't have to overpay your whole roster.
No, it's a different deal then.
You can just get a bunch of junkyard dogs for the bare minimum.
Facts. It's a different deal then. I think they got them junkyard dogs already. I think they got them,
they
DJ.
Do. But
I think Thor and Book Night are those are just as junkyard dog as those kids in New Orleans. I believe that because DJ, when they played, they were productive. We can't forget that. When they played, they were productive. They weren't horrible when they played. Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember. And this is how funny the local Charlotte media is. They literally try to convince fans that they needed time in the G League and all that stuff. But why is Book Night having almost 30 points per game in the G League? Why is JT Thor shutting down everything and averaging 15 points per game? They didn't need to be in the G League. That was the excuse. The dumbest thing I ever heard. Oh, they just needed time in the G League to grow. For what? To dominate? Slash says whoever takes Gordon Hayward wants the 2 first-round picks. I'm down with it.
Hell yeah.
I am down with that. Get Gordon Hayward off my books. Yeah, I'll do that.
And that three-team trade, if they can get Aiden over it, man, shoot. I mean, think about a core of LaMelo, Ayton, and Miles. I think that's real good.
That is real good. And Book Night, just watch Book Night be able to grow. You know what's funny in a sad way? I don't think people really understood Book Night as an athlete and what he did for UConn. He was the only, because his only the negative they said about Book Night out of college could be tunnel vision at times, and that's not really true. At UConn, he was the only guy. I watched Big East basketball. He was literally the only guy on that team. He was asked to score a lot.
Facts.
But when LaMelo...
Look,
yeah.
Before you, please don't forget your point. I just want to cut in on that point. He showed when he came in and he played that he could get buckets, that he was athletic enough, that he was quick enough, he had good enough handles. Okay. He showed when he played in the NBA he could play. The coach, though, just chose to say, well, we don't really need that because I got to play Terry and I got to play Cody because, this is what they expect of me. And I believe that's why they gave him that extension, partly because they were saying, look, if we're going to give you this extension, but you better do better than you did last year against Indiana. Because let's be honest, Michael Jordan's own career, he snuck when he had his injury the year that he scored, when they got eliminated, when he scored 63 against the Boston Celtics. Okay. The Bulls wanted him to do what New Orleans just did with Zion, which is keep him out the whole year, not bring him back because they didn't see, the upside of it. But Michael made himself a nuisance. That's what it said on that documentary. Michael made himself a nuisance. They sent him back down. He convinced them to send him back down to Carolina. He could work out at North Carolina. And what did he say? He was down there playing games. The Bulls didn't even know it. He was healed and down there playing games. So then when he came, what did Michael say? He said when he heard them saying that they had a chance to make the playoffs, but they wasn't going to do it because it would have been a low seed and they would have to play Boston. He said, what? Man, we gonna try to beat them, man. What y'all talking about? This ain't even a conversation. We gonna try to win, man. This ain't even a conversation. What the heck are y'all talking about? Okay, that's Michael. So I know when he heard Borrego doing that Steve Kerr stuff. That's why I was being facetious, but I wasn't. That's why he slapped Steve Kerr. All that old double talk. Don't nobody want to hear that. It's about winning and a culture of winning. Okay? It ain't about no equivocating, no damn analytics either. And this is the other thing, too, that it ain't about. And I want to get that out here, too, because I'm sick of hearing it, because it's not applicable. It doesn't matter. It's not applicable. It doesn't matter. It's like when I taught my children growing up, DJ, and family, that it's about discernness and appropriateness. That's what life is about. I taught my girls and my son, listen, it's important to be smart, but it's important to be clever, too, to be able to think on your feet.
Talk to them.
It's important to be clever, to understand how you can get out of a situation and in a situation, make the best of a situation in the moment. Because life is real time. We don't live it in the past. It's real time. What's happening right now? That's it. Got to make the best of it right now. See? And Michael understood that viscerally, meaning in his body as well as his mind. Because Michael was an anomaly. Remember, he's the biggest thing in his family. Michael comes from a family of Lilliputians, small people, little people, regular average height people, regular humans. His mom and dad. You ever see a picture of Michael Jordan and his family look like a giant? They look like little people. Because he grew and they didn't. So it clearly came from his past. Ancestors blessed him with that 6'6" body. And he made the most of it. And so here comes Borrego equivocating and trying to make. He started right away after started on the press conference. Before the game, when they were asking him if you lose and so forth and so on, he started then with the well, we 10 wins and we had 10 more and we did real good. And then we look at Miles and Devontae, man, look, don't no real winners want to hear that mess. Okay? Because all that amounted to was 2 blowouts in the real thing. They ain't made the playoffs. They have not made the playoffs yet. They made the play-in. That ain't the playoffs.
Dang, Coach Joe, you didn't hit the soul with that one.
Okay?
You hit the soul with that one.
Thank you, DJ, because it's got to be said. So that's the other thing I don't want to hear about. I'm sick of this. We friends. What is this? We're brothers. We're 2 each same, and we're brothers. Hey, look, listen. If y'all get along, that's beautiful. Okay, listen. If y'all get along with each other, that's a beautiful thing. We like that. Woo, brothers get along. Brothers gonna work it out. Yeah, we like that. We like it better than not getting along. But God damn it, listen. Let me tell you something. We don't care. It's not a requirement to be as successful in winning. We talking about this ball. Okay? And Melo it doesn't require to be your best friend for him to ball and for him to want to win and to play hard. Okay? He'll do that if he don't like you. Because he loves ball. He about winning. This is what this is about. Well, we want them dudes. Ayton has shown me that he's one of them dudes. This season, Aiden has shown me that he is one of them dudes because he has been consistent all year. And when somebody has gone out, woo, he has stepped up. And right now his game is wet, DJ. He can hit from 15 feet like it ain't nothing. That jumper is wet around the basket. That touch is wet. He's active. His core looks good, man. Don't get me started. See. But Borrego was an embarrassment with that stuff, man. And they an embarrassment with that stuff. All that, oh, we brothers. Okay, we get along real good. Nobody care, man. We don't care about all that at the end of the day. Y'all still, what we care about is y'all got blew out. Y'all looked like doo-doo smell again. And y'all were supposed to be better. You weren't better. You were the same. But you tricked us. You looked like you were different. And you said different talk. And you pretended like you was different. And then we got to the crib and the lights went out and God dog a frog. We woke up in the morning and man, it was a different story. And I didn't know who I was in the bed with, man. Come on, man. That's what they did to the public. And Michael finally stood up and said, we can't be tricksters like that. If we're going to put a product out on the floor that people should believe in and want to buy jerseys and invest in, believe in, have hope in, and we need to be moving in that direction and cut this nonsense out, this flea market crap that y'all doing, looking like a bunch of bums. Talking about everything other than what you doing. Listening to some charlatan. JB remind me of them dudes back in the day that used to sell snake oil and all that stuff to people, telling them it's gonna cure them. Well, this is the best stuff. It's elixir. This is great. You just take some of this, and you're gonna be, your pain's gonna go away. And then he get in his wagon and take his ass somewhere else and sell that crap to somebody else, and ain't did nothing. That's him selling some mess that ain't nothing but some garbage.
Powerful, coach. And you were so right about that mirage talking about we're in the postseason. No, you're not. You're in the playing game. Because you couldn't handle your business in the regular season. Oh, we're in the postseason. Look what we accomplished. Cut the crap. Right. You are who we thought you were. Right. Ooh. And Coach Joe, this is how funny it is. No, I wanted to bring this up, Coach Joe. You don't like this. He brings up that they won 10 more games. Remember, there were a shortage of games last season. So technically, they would have had the same record.
Right. Act like can't nobody do math. But them. Now listen, we telling you what the truth is. Now listen, listen. If this was 1963 and we was in a time capsule, we could be in the playoffs. Man, I ain't never heard such silliness in my life, man. The stuff that came out of JB's mouth, man, was the most. Look, guys, JB, DJ, let me share this with y'all because this is what this is on the level of. For me, this is what I see. Okay. The absurdity of where we have gone, where we are in our nation right now, as it relates to this issue of not telling the truth, of just straight out lying. And then just saying anything as an excuse or reason, and then expecting everybody to go along with it and buy it. And the corporate media, this is what they do. That's why this is so important. So we don't do that no more. No, we don't. There's a lawsuit. The former president is being sued in a lot of ways, right? Since he got out of the office, the last president, the 45th. And this one is a civil suit, and so and he had to testify or some kind of deposition, and because he sent his security outside when the protesters were protesting him in the early days when they were at the Trump Tower, and he sent them out there to clear the crowd, and they beat people up. And so some of them people, the same tribe, they didn't got lawyers and they suing. Waited till he got out and they suing, and they ain't trying to put him in jail. They trying to get his money. They know how to sue. They say, look, we all that trying to get him in jail. That ain't what we trying to do. We trying to get them pockets because we know them pockets. We can get to them pockets, and it's called civil suit. So they civilly suing him, saying that he hurt some of them and sent them people out there. So 45 had to go testify and do a deposition as to why he did that. And DJ, I'm not lying, and family, I'm not lying. You can go research this. When you look at the transcripts, this is what he said. He sent his people out there because he got word that they were going to throw fruit at him. And fruit is dangerous. And fruit, if you get hit with a tomato, you can die. It's the most ridiculous. I mean, he said this. He actually said this. A bunch of, but they got word that he was going to get hit with tomatoes and pineapples and the bananas. I was like, when I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow. He said this in court. Yeah, he did.
That's crazy.
No, it's beyond crazy. It sounds like something from a movie. Like, really? Nobody could have really said that for real. What's up, nephew? How you doing?
And
but that's what he said, DJ. So so I'm just, it does not surprise me at all when I hear JB and hear his people like him selling this nonsense, selling this snake oil, trying and don't care who they ruin with their schemes, long as they successful and their families prosper. That's what I can't stand.
And Big Spell One, he's absolutely right. He said, hopefully the Hornets don't hire another micromanager coach. Yeah, that definitely does not need to happen with this young team. Let the young guys roll. You just saw Ant-Man's development. Look how he's able to develop. His coach stated that he tries to not get in his way. And look at him. Look what he did in the postseason. Well, he averaged 24 points in the postseason. And now the Timberwolves have a bright future. And now Ant-Man at 20 years old sees and knows what it's like to be that guy in the postseason. LaMelo hasn't made the playoffs due to the team he's on. This is why Michael Jordan made this move. It's a lot of things, but
no, DJ, that's a great point. Seeing Anthony Edwards on the seeing his games. Shout out to Ant-Man. Y'all know that I'm a huge fan of Ant-Man, and we are a huge fan of Ant-Man on this show. We like Ant a lot. I like him a lot. Along with as much as Scotty Barnes and Mobley. We love those kids. We love those kids too. So I want him to succeed, but seeing him up there on the press conference, just smiling, looking like he's about 15, it just was so beautiful to watch, DJ. Just being himself, talking about it, the games, and in the big time, in the playoffs, where he's supposed to be. And yesterday's game where they got closed out, a better team beat them. But he was given the opportunity to be great, and he took it. Did it lead to them upset? No. But it led to what? Something that we all know is invaluable in our world, and that's experience. Because nobody can take away from you what you went through yourself.
Powerful.
See. So yesterday to see Jaden, the McDaniels kid, knocking down threes like he was, and Ant out there knocking down threes and being the go-to guy, and it was just beautiful. It was just beautiful to watch. Now, did he succeed in all of his endeavor? No, he didn't. He missed some shots, but he hit some big ones too, didn't he, DJ? He hit some.
Did.
I saw him. He was out there doing his thing.
Well,
and I think DJ, that was an indictment against JB. Scotty Barnes doing what he doing, because he clearly, when he was out, Toronto was a different team.
To be honest, it really changed the series.
Yeah, it sure did, didn't it?
Yeah, they really could have pushed that to 7. And I truly think that there's nothing against the 76ers, but I'm just keeping it real with y'all. I truly feel if Scotty Barnes was healthy during the playoffs the whole time, they could have pushed that thing to 7. Just watching him play.
That's a fact.
And do you see McCrena Daniels' comment right here? But even the rookies were doing good for the Pelicans.
Facts.
Opportunity is all a young player needs.
Facts.
That's all they need is opportunity.
That's right. That's right. See, but when you working from a system that you have, where you have deemed through the system that you set up, that the least streamed waters you want to stream are rookie streams, and you relegate them to the bench and to props, like that thing he did where where Booknight wanted to put a knot on his head. Okay, and just for disclosure, let's refresh of what he did. He put Booknight in the game with at the end of the third quarter of a game with 14 seconds to go, and Booknight went in the game. And then when the fourth quarter started, 14 seconds later, he took Booknight out. So he put Booknight in for 14 seconds. Now, what does this? Now, what kind of treatment is that when you get to the NBA? And especially from the likes of this dude, who don't have no track record. Maybe it woke the eye. Maybe it opened the eyes up finally of MJ of just how far he's allowed this organization of his to fall, and how mediocre it really has become.
And like Gunna Boy, what you said, Coach?
You got your point guard going on national magazines telling people that he ain't got the keys yet, and he's a rookie of the year. Wow. Wow. Unbelievable.
Shout out to my dog, Flight Sports TV. He said, just got in the building. Salute to DJ and Coach Joe. I'm glad you are in the chat, my brother. Subscribe to his channel, The Voice of the Voices. Good brother, by the way. Gunna Boy says, JB really loves playing with young players' lives. Yeah, messing with their money. That's what you're doing when you're not giving them minutes, when you're not allowing them to grow and develop the right way instead of just sending them to a G League. You're stunning their growth.
Facts.
And that was a mockery What
of what he did to them.
what
It
you
was
say,
a
Coach?
mockery, DJ. It was a mockery, DJ. You're right, of what he did to them. And I take the shit I take that ish personal because it's our boys.
14, Coach Joe, think about it. 14 seconds in the game. You put Book Knight in the, and you expect them not to get mad about that?
Right. I mean, and then you have a veteran like Montrezl Harrell who comes to your team, and everybody knows, even Stevie Wonder, everybody knows what kind of a player Montrezl Harrell is. You bring Montrezl Harrell onto your team, you know exactly what you are going to get. Right or wrong, anybody? Okay. So what did Montrez says? You know, it was just, he said it was baffling to me. He said it was this, I just didn't understand. You know, everybody knows who I am, know what I bring to the team. I'm a vet too. I mean, I'm consistent in my effort. Okay, for us to need a certain thing, that which I have, need that in a win or go home game, and we ain't getting it, and we just and I'm just sitting on the bench looking like, well, what the hell am I doing here? What did they bring me in here for? If it wasn't for times like these, made no sense. It embarrassed Jordan, and it should have embarrassed him because he allowed his boy Peterson, his boy from college, who is still with him, Peterson. Okay, he's the one I'll be willing to bet you is responsible for all of them hires. Mitch Cupcake and all the rest of them.
I still laugh at that, Mitch Cupcake.
He is. He's always been a cupcake. He was a cupcake as a player.
You see Terrence Cruel, he said JB's favorite players are Cody Martin and Plumlee.
Exactly. No, wait a minute. Not dudes you admire and that you're proud of. No, his favorite players.
It's a difference.
Okay. This is so illuminating. So that's why, family, this is undisputedly the only show that has kept it real from the very beginning of this ish show and told y'all exactly what was going to happen. We told y'all, we said exactly what was going to happen, and we were going to be here because we saw it. And why did we see it? Because the Most High gave us the ability to see it. That's how.
Sure did.
Because our hearts are in the right place. We ain't against JB Borrego, the person. Not against him at all. And the Hornets ain't against him either because they gave him a hell of a severance package, didn't they? They gave him he walked out of the door with guaranteed money for the next few years, didn't he, DJ?
He sure did. He's what's it called? Sitting pretty.
Yeah, sitting pretty. Yeah, exactly. So he ain't hurting. He ain't heading for no soup line. Okay, his family ain't going out holding a sign, standing on the street. Okay, so let's not go overboard. Okay, and it's within the purview of the professional organization to decide who they want to run it. Okay, so this is not anything that's abnormal. You know, as a matter of fact, I remember, you know, DJ, there used to be a curse on the Coach of the Year award. If you go back and look, there was like a period of not that long ago of like maybe a decade where if you won that award, the next year you got fired. So you didn't want that damn award. You didn't want that you didn't want that
Yeah, right. I remember that curse, man.
You remember that curse, DJ?
Yeah, I remember. It'd be like, no wonder they was boosting the other coaches for it.
Right.
Like, you know what? Give it to such and such. I think he's well deserving. I said, you don't want the Coach of the Year award?
Right, exactly right. Exactly right. No, I don't want it. There's a couple things I want to talk about with these playoffs too, DJ, while we're on. Very interesting to see. Was very interested to see Chicago explode the way they did. Boy, did they flame out. Huh, DJ? God, dog. Talk
Big
about needing Lonzo. What you think, DJ?
They did need Lonzo, man. Lonzo Ball getting injured at the wrong time. Just, I knew it then. I said, this is not going to end well, because what he does for the Bulls, he covers up their defensive woes. He pushes the break. The passing chemistry, that's all Lonzo. Without Lonzo.
Defense, obviously, too, huh?
Yeah, shut down defense. He guards.
I mean, the team looked totally different when he was there defensively than it without him, huh?
Yeah, and Lonzo, he's got to make sure that he got to find a way. I don't know if he got to get a new trainer or what, but he's got to find a way to stay healthy. I read a report that they didn't even start, meaning Lonzo, of the recovery process yet.
Wow. It's amazing. That's amazing.
And that's something that he's got to figure out, just how to keep his knees as healthy. Got to find a way.
You know what? You know what, DJ? I'm one of these people who, and I'm not saying this is right or I'm correct in what I'm and how I see it, but I see it this way. I just believe the great players have some kind of shield over them, where they almost never have anything major happen to them, injury wise, and if they do, it's maybe one thing, and they stay pretty injury free. I just believe after 5 years in the league, you can pretty much see whether they're gonna be that person, one of them people or not. And Lonzo just, this has been a consistent theme for him since he got in the league. His first year he was hurt, and it was something to do with his knee. Am I right?
Yes, it was his knee.
So, consistency is what will always shine through, whether it's excellence or not excellence. Consistent the other way. So I want to talk about just share a little, just shine a little light on again. Happy to see that the basketball gods, as I affectionately call them, whoever they are, said never count your chickens before they hatch. And so people that are still putting their chickens, their eggs in that Boston, that Brooklyn basket, need to now finally stop. Okay, because if it's not obvious now, you don't do that. You got to play these games out. You got to show it on the floor. You got to go out and be consistent. You have to be great when the lights are on. Anthony Edwards said something that was very interesting to me. About his experience. They asked him what does he need to work on and what is he thinking about for the future. And he realizes that in the playoffs you have to make tough shots, and the more tough shots you can make from different parts of the floor, that's what will determine how successful you are. He said, so when I go back in this summer, I can't wait, because my mid-range I need to work on, and I'm gonna work on everything, but I'm gonna make sure that when I come back, I can score and make tough baskets from all over the floor. That's what this young 20-year-old said, with his face just glowing, just new penny, just beautiful. Just look at this young man, just in his joy, and I'm so happy to see it. I want Melo to have them experiences because he deserves those experiences. And so anybody that's standing in his way, I believe the basketball gods gonna move them out. That's why I said a long time ago, and we said a long time ago, that even with the extension, JB is gone. He will not be Melo's coach. We said that a long time ago.
Yeah, and let me answer this before we roll out. Let me see. Flight Sports said Lonzo's recovery is a standstill. Yeah, it's a trip. And he said, do you see Borrego getting another job? Or he'll get an assistant job. If you're a head coach, you're going to get an assistant job. JB probably go back to San Antonio. African Warrior says. Ant Learn says, Lonzo's injury will impact on how the Bulls roster looks next year. I don't see Zach staying. I do have a feeling that Zach is probably leaving. That's just what I think. I think he's leaving. But any last words, Coach, before we roll?
Well, you know what, DJ. I think that Levine showed something, showed an aspect of himself that people didn't know either, and they thought that was a little different. This whole year, he took a back seat to literally taking a back seat at the end of the damn thing. Okay, being hurt and sitting his ass down. Okay, did not look like the dude before this year, the same dude the whole year. He didn't look like that. He looked like that dude in spurts. Okay. And as far as JB is concerned, the fact that after this, I will never have to say or talk about this dude as a coach ever again. If it never happens ever in life again, it's too soon. I could care less. I have never wasted so much of my time talking about somebody who is really not worthy of the effort that was put forth, because he was not an honest broker at all. So good riddance to the brother, and whatever, do your thing. I had nothing to do with him getting to where he is. I ain't gonna have nothing to do with him getting to where he goes next. So I have no opinion. And DJ, I want to say thank you so much again, my brother, for making it happen and doing what it takes to make on the ones and twos, make this thing be what it is at DJ's RawTruth Media, which is committed to the truth, our people, and the truth, and I love it. I love it. I love it. These playoffs have been wonderful. It's been some great games. It's going to be some good ones coming up. I'm looking forward to seeing them me and DJ gonna talk about maybe if there's an off day on one of your off days, DJ. We'll see it. Maybe we can do one of them or two of them.
No, absolutely.
Coming up. So to the family, thank you guys so much for showing up. We appreciate you as always so much coming up and being a part of what we do here. You guys are so essential, as you know, and as I always like to say, Ubuntu, which is a term I learned in Africa years ago when I lived there. And it essentially means because of me, you are, because of you, I am, we are one. Have a wonderful, blessed day to all. Until next time, bye-bye.
And we out. Peace.